Leave the
church is in better condition than it has been at any time in its entire history. My beloved brethren and sisters,
welcome to Once Upon a Mormon,
another testament of religious abuse.
So many have been hurt.
Persecutions may rage, mobs may combine.
whom shall we go?
Sown in corruption.
We need you.
Never again.
Hey guys, welcome back. How is I should introduce myself. I mean, hopefully you guys would recognize my voice by now. I'm Sister Donna.
Hi, Sister Donna. I'm Brother Hiram. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Sister May, you with us?
Hi, I'm Sister May.
Why do you sound so shit?
Oh, wait. You're not here with us with the new equipment.
Yeah.
No, I'm still on my
Unlucky,
shitty
guys.
iPhone.
We got the gear.
We got the gear.
We got the goods.
Hell yeah.
So we bought like all brand new microphones and a Zoom PodTrack P4 to record our lovely voices on.
Yes.
It's looking pretty smick, but
It is
Sister May's not here to
really
enjoy
neat.
it yet.
Yeah.
No.
But that's okay.
You know what? I saw on TikTok some chick recording on her fucking couch, and I was like, we need a couch to record on.
Can we get a recording couch?
It has to be one of those like those proper like old style leather ones.
Yeah.
What do they call them?
A Chesterfield? Is
Chesterfield.
that it?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
It is Chesterfield.
Guys.
Or even that, like those single chairs, like we've got in the lounge room, the grey high top ones. They're really comfy.
We could just record in your lounge room.
We could.
We could do that.
Although a certain husband is playing a video game out there at the moment, so
Well,
Yeah, I think
lucky.
we might be murdered if we take over the
Yeah.
video
what we
gaming.
really need is to have like a whole studio set up with, our own like podcasting equipment and couch and table and like snacks
Everything.
and all of the things.
See, the cool thing is if I get my nephew to come and operate all of the equipment, we can just sit back and
That
talk.
would be nice. Yeah.
You're the voice, try and understand it.
Oh, it'd be so
Yes.
great. Well, until then, until our listeners start giving us tithing, so that we can do all of these things, this is what we're working with. It's pretty great. It is a very wonderful time of the year. It's
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
yeah.
It's the best time of the
It's the
year.
time when the Mormon Church gaslights the world.
Gaslight the world. Brought to you by the
I'm
Church
not
of
a
Jesus
Mormon.
Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
Gaslight the world.
Did you guys hear? Have you guys seen what is that light the world vending machine thing that's out in shopping centers? What is that?
So okay, so
A
here's
lot
the
of bullshit
deal.
is what it is.
Because I've seen pictures of it and I'm like, what the fuck is
So
that?
it's this vending machine where people can go and pay money to donate to other people. But here's the kicker, right?
To the
Hang on, let me rephrase this. A multi-billion-dollar business that barely lifts a finger when it comes to charity is asking everyday peasants to donate what little they have left to those in need via a vending machine that costs thousands of dollars to do.
I don't understand. So they put money in the vending machine and it just
So you know how you choose, like when you go to a vending machine, you press like B4 and you choose your packet of chips.
Yeah.
They've got all these little cards and you choose which one you want to get and it chooses the value or what it is and then that's what gets donated.
Well, what sort of things are in there?
I don't know, I haven't looked that closely.
Can
There's-
we put our podcast in there?
There's one. If we had stickers, we could go stick stickers on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
I'm intrigued. Actually, isn't it not too far away from you?
Yeah,
We should go.
there's one about 20 minutes away.
Let's go for a drive.
We can mobile podcast now.
Yeah. We should definitely, I actually really want to go check it out. You know, it could be a fun idea. you know, if we were mobile podcasting, we could go into the shopping centre and just interview like random members of the public and be like, so what do you think about this, you know, light the world vending machine thing?
Hello, random citizen.
And they'll just
That's
be
not
like,
a bad idea, actually.
yeah, that could be interesting. They'll be like, oh, I don't know. And then we can be like, yeah, so you know the like church has like billions and billions of dollars, and none of this money will probably actually like go to helping people.
Next year, we're going to have so much potential when it comes to these things because, like, I could walk around with a studio headset and you could hold the microphone.
Yeah.
And you could interview, like you said, interview people and ask them questions. This is going to be lit. Sister May.
Let's fucking do this.
You need to move.
Unfortunately, I hate talking to people, so like
I'll fucking do
I'm
it.
happy to like
put a
hold the
couple of bottles of
microphone. Somebody
alcohol
else
in
is
me
gonna
and
like
I'll go
approach
for it.
people and like ask them the questions.
You know what we should do since this is mobile?
Yeah.
So, for our listeners, we are hosting a picnic in the park. I think it's the end of January.
21st of
We
January.
should bring our kit there and just chat with the people that show up and like
Oh, that could be
have like a
cool.
yeah.
picnic in the park episode.
Well, that's the plan. That's why I got this specific little recorder, so that way we can take it with us.
Go.
I thought ahead of this.
This is amazing.
That is something we are going to be doing on the day. So 21st of January at New Farm Park in Brisbane. There you go, people. You now have an idea of where we are from. We'll be
Dun,
hosting.
dun, dun.
We're
Still
actually
not me
all
because
flying
I'm
to
fucking
Brisbane.
hours away.
We'll be hosting the first annual post-Mormon picnic in the park.
We're doing this annually?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Sweet.
And we're going to have
Sounds
merch
good.
if I can make it in time.
So
Wait. And it's like a potluck, right? Like
Yeah,
we're all...
potluck. So bring food.
Yeah, please bring
drinks.
food.
Bring a chair. And if you have like a gazebo, bring that as well. But you can find more
Eat, drink,
details
and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
on our Facebook page. So
Yes.
Once Upon a Mormon on
Yes.
Facebook. Check it out. The event is on there. And we would love to see you there. Let's build this community we have going.
Yes. I'm excited.
Let's
I'm
go,
really
guys.
keen. Part of me is also just a little bit worried though that like there's going to be some, I don't know, like
Missionaries.
diehard like church, you know, fanatics that come and they're like, you're blaspheming our gospel, and like
I'd
what
like
if
to see
they
them try.
what if like haters
It's
come
okay,
and
we'll just
ruin
get
our
Brother
event?
Hiram. We'll be like, Brother Hiram, they're being mean to us.
Don't you worry. I'll bring my husband. He'll give them the death stare and then they'll run away.
Okay. Sounds like
Yeah.
a good plan.
We play this game when we go like to the shops or something, and someone's like sitting in their car in the spot we want. We just pull up near them and stare at them, and
Really?
they just get so uncomfortable they move. It happens regularly. Or we went up to a rainforest, and there's this little stop on the way up at a hut and a lookout, and there's this family that were just there. And so we pulled up, and they were in the spot underneath and taking it up. So we just sort of sat there, looked at them, and after a few minutes, they just got so uncomfortable they got in the car and left. I'm like,
You guys are a menace to society. I love it.
it's all about the stare.
Jeez, yeah, you just intimidate them until they leave. They're like, what the fuck are these guys gonna do? That's insane.
Speaking of doing things, though,
Are we doing things?
no, it's not us.
Oh. Oh, yeah, wait, this thing?
This thing.
This thing. Yeah.
What
Sorry,
thing?
guys, I'm really bad at conducting. I shouldn't be given responsibility ever. We're recording a podcast, right? Yeah.
And we're doing it in the way that it's sort of like live. And so on this new recorder, I've got these little push buttons. So our intro tune that you heard just before, that was a push button. And if we talk during it, everyone can hear us talking. Just so we know.
So we're all aware.
I know, my partner walked in as it was recording and I was like,
You're just like, shut up! Don't make any noise! Intro's playing.
and then he tried to tickle me and I was like, no, please stop.
Run away, Brother May.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. So we, so I guess what's been happening in this last, I mean, when was the last time we recorded together? That was
About 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Yeah, no, 3 weeks ago, because we
Yeah.
had Sister Lenora
Yeah.
Or Lenora.
No, we did an episode after that, didn't we? All together?
No,
an earlier episode.
We
was
did it before we
Yeah.
recorded. So the last
That's
episode that
right.
came out last week, that was recorded before the 2 episodes with Sister
Yes,
Lenora.
That's right. Okay.
I am confused.
Yeah, I think everyone is. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great.
But this is episode 22 for 2022.
2022.
Yeah, 22 podcasts. 22 episodes in 2022. It's so
Go
great.
team.
Look at us go.
Yeah.
We did it.
That's great, guys. That's like pretty solid effort. Because that's like, that's an average of 2 per. Hang on. No.
Nearly one a fortnight.
Nearly one a fortnight. Because the thing is, I just completed a challenge, like the 22 Peaks in 2022 challenge. And that, that had to be about 1 mountain a fortnight to get it done. Anyway, great achievement, guys. I'm very proud of us. So back to the things. In the last week, we had some really troubling news come out, related to the church. A Mormon missionary from Virginia, I think. Yeah. Was caught trying to solicit nude photographs from an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So this guy is called the predator poacher. He puts up that he is an 11-year-old girl on Facebook, and this missionary took the bait and tried to solicit some nudes from this what he thought was an 11-year-old girl, knowing that she was an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And so he's videoed the interaction where he's gone and confronted him about it, not violently or anything like that, which good on him. A lot of people would.
Yeah,
but,
and I'm actually really offended by how polite he's being to this guy. I'm like, this guy's a fucking pedophile.
I think he does it in
he's got to be tactful.
Knowing that he's going to call the police.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play you a short clip. Thanks to the predator poachers. So this first little bit is where he's confronting him and asking a few questions. So here we go.
Messaging you on Facebook, all right? I got everything here. Okay, I just want to have a conversation with you. Okay, I'm not trying to do this in front of him, all right? But we have every recorded video call saved, okay? So you're 22, right? I'm 20. 20? Okay, I'm 27. If Emily was an age that was, not so taboo, you wouldn't really be standing here, would you?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so how old was she?
I think she said she was 11.
Okay.
So then he goes on to call the police after quite a chat, and the police show up, and
I saw the profile in my friend's feed on Facebook, messaged them, and started the conversation, and eventually tried to solicit nudes from this person who said they were 11 years old.
Okay, so you knew this person to be potentially 11 years old.
That's the police officer.
Asking that kind of stuff?
Yes, I did.
It's so fucking disgusting. Sorry. It's really disgusting. Sorry guys, I sat back from the microphone.
Not laughing at the clip.
No, Brother Hiram was like, you need to sit closer. Yes, I am disgusted by that. It's very disappointing.
What's your hot take on this, Sister May?
I was thinking, it's disgusting. Also, in the Mormon community or culture, it's so normalized to sexualize young women and young female children. So in this person's eyes, he probably would have seen no issue with it and being oh yeah, future wife, because all of the older Mormon guys are fucking disgusting.
If it's good enough for Joseph Smith, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, he's just a modern day
and
Joseph
it's
Smith.
just so normalized.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
wow.
That's what I've been thinking this whole time. It's just that it's so normal in their culture and their beliefs to sexualize these young children, where actually it's fucking disgusting and needs to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to find it, and if I do find it, maybe we can share it on our socials. But I know in one of the ex-mo groups, somebody had shared like a database that they're putting together of child sex offenders that are Mormons, including like locations where the offences occurred and things like that. Yeah, if I find it, and I will have a look for it, I'll send it to Sister May and she can put it up in our socials. But yeah. It's so sad that it seems to be so prevalent in the church, because it really fosters that culture, I think, where, you know, men are have all of the authority, and, you know, children are sexualized, and sexuality, like, you know, like, I remember like hearing once, I don't know if it was in a podcast or I saw a post about it, but like the Mormon church is a sex cult. Like, you know, they're so controlling about like when and who you can have sex with, you know, and it just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just bad. It's just all awful. Yeah. Makes me angry. Anyways, but you know what? 'Tis the season to be jolly. So let's, you know, let's move on from that. And
at least people know it's out there now.
Yeah. It's good to be aware of. Like, I think any bad publicity for the church is great, because people need to understand that, like, this is not, you know, a good organization to be a part of. You know, it and, you know, and I'm sure these things also happen, like, in other, like, churches and in other institutions and whatever. But yeah, the fact that it is so, like, yeah, so prevalent in these, like, very patriarchal organizations, I feel like it speaks a lot. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways.
Moving on.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes.
So, just so everyone knows, this is our last episode for the year. And we are going to take a short hiatus after this, mainly because we don't really have a lot of time to record before next week.
Yeah.
And it's not like we've taken a lot of hiatuses this year anyway.
Not at all. No, we've been so consistent throughout the whole time.
But our next release, we're expecting to be back on I believe it's the 8th. The 8th of January will be Sunday. So
that's pretty good. That's only like a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, it's only a couple of weeks. So we're taking a 2-week break, and then we'll be back with some more high quality content.
Hell yeah.
So we actually have plans to get together, and all of us together, to really test out this new gear and give it a red hot go.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to it. And, you know, there's a few people that have expressed their interest to come and have a chat with you. So we're looking forward to that as well. But yeah, so thank you again. Yeah, as we close out this year, thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sticking by, especially through some of the difficulties we've had. You know, it has been a challenging year for us personally. There's been a lot happening. It's been very turbulent, and as I'm sure it's the same for you as well, listening at wherever you are. It's been a fucking year.
It has.
Shit.
It's been a big year.
I'm ready for a new year.
Change and accomplishment, though, I think.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of all of the things that we've achieved in this year. I think we've all come a long way, and it's been, certainly turbulent, but so many good things came out of this year.
It's been about 8 months.
Yeah. Like, you know, doing this podcast has been amazing. And I love celebrating, like, all of your little wins in life. And, of course, like, you know, Brother Hiram getting married, like, that's such an amazing thing. And, you know, Sister May is, like, doing really well with her job and stuff. And, you know, you know, all these things are, like, it's just great. I'm really proud of you
Oh,
guys.
stop crying.
Sorry.
You're going to make me cry.
I'm sorry.
I love you guys so much.
I love you guys.
We love you guys. We love each other. We all love each other. We're going to start a cult on a farm one day. And then we can all love each other
Where we
more.
all just love each other.
We can be
forever.
neighbours.
Yes. Can't
Yeah.
wait
That's
to have a
when
commune.
good neighbours become cold leaders.
Yes. All right. Well, yeah. So I was thinking, given that Christmas is literally just around the corner, I cannot believe, like, it's literally
Next weekend.
next weekend.
Like 1 week today.
Yeah. Fuck. Anyway.
Wow, that snuck up.
Yes.
It's not like it's been coming for 356 days since the last one.
I know, but also, like, I just have no ability to prepare for things. But anyway.
No, we know.
I wasn't going to say it.
I thought, it would be good for us to talk a little bit about Christmas and how our beliefs and maybe like our traditions around Christmas have sort of shaped from when we were in the church to now being out of the church. I don't know, what kind of experiences do you guys remember of Christmas while being in the church?
Just everything about it, like, it's Jesus's birth and we celebrate Jesus and all of that kind of shit, and it's not about presents, it's about Jesus. Like, happy fucking mythical birthday, and then to find out that he wasn't even fucking born on the 25th of December, like, fucking rigged.
Yeah.
So, like, that was kind of one of the biggest things,
Jesus.
is finding out that Christmas is, like, stolen. It's actually the pagan celebration of Yule, but Christianity took it in order to, like, make it easier to convert the pagans to Christianity. That pissed me off. I was like, fuck you, Christianity. Like, baby Jesus wasn't even like, make your own fucking holiday. Don't steal somebody else's.
Let's have a public
God
holiday
fucking
in
damn
the
it.
middle of the year when Jesus was actually born.
Did Christianity ruins everything?
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah, that's how I feel.
Well,
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I will. Watch me.
I mean, my memory of Christmas in the church was that often, like, you'd have a big ward Christmas party at some point, like, in the lead up to Christmas. And those were pretty great. Like, lots of food. The kids would normally get, like, little gifts or whatever, and they would put on, like, a little nativity scene. So you'd have these, like, little 8-year-olds playing Mary and Joseph with, like, a little baby born, like, doll.
Baby born, baby born.
And that stuff, that was fine. That's pretty wholesome and good. But yeah, the other, I don't know, like, yes, it is very, Christ-centered. And I don't think there's necessarily anything too wrong about that. Like, not that I have really any belief in Christianity, but, a lot of people still do. And, it's a nice sort of story, I guess, if you can get past the fact that God basically had sex with, like, because wasn't Mary like 14?
Yeah.
How did that how did that happen?
She was 14.
How did
She was a
Joseph
virgin.
2.0.
Yeah.
And he impregnated her without her consent. And then she had to go, pop out this fella in a barn full of animals.
Yeah.
Very unsanitary conditions because
Not ideal.
Joseph was still seedy that she got pregnant and didn't bother to book in a hotel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Not
Best
great.
retelling.
Just take all the Christmas lights out of the story, and you can actually see what it is. Like, he would have been pissed. He's like, who the fuck have you been sleeping with? Oh, it was God.
It was the Lord.
I'm telling you now, it was God. He came to me, he came in me, and he told me, you're the one.
Alright, I want a paternity test on
Yeah.
everything. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, he totally had an affair.
Yeah. Well, you know.
The greatest cover-up ever told.
Yeah, literally.
Joseph is just like, oh, I didn't realize that, like, you know, God would look so much like my friend Greg here.
Yeah, this is just like...
Why does baby Jesus look oddly like Greg?
God damn it, Greg.
Why is Jesus white?
Why is Jesus white? We live in the Middle East.
The biggest scam of all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're all like, all the Christians like fucking whitewashing everything. Like Mary and Jesus are Middle Eastern. They're not fucking white as a ghost. Like,
No.
goddamn. Get your shit sorted. If you're gonna tell a story, tell it right.
Yes.
Inconsistencies.
What happened like in
Exactly.
the Book of Mormon when Jesus was born? Didn't they have like 3 days of no nighttime or something? Was that a thing?
Oh, that's
It's
sending me
just
back.
sunny all the time because
Like,
everyone
that's sort
was
of-
so happy.
That sort of defies, like, you know, the laws of physics and, like, Earth's rotation and shit. Like, how the fuck... Like, what would happen if the Earth just stopped,
Okay,
like,
so
spinning
here's this, though. Okay,
for 3 days?
let's take this and look at it in a more literal sense. I think they exaggerated it. So, you know the star Betelgeuse? That is due to go pew-pew within the next however long. It could happen today, it could happen in a million years.
Sorry. What?
So
There's a
there's-
star called Betelgeuse?
Yeah, the star called Betelgeuse. So
Okay.
it's due to go supernova soon.
Okay.
And they say that when that happens, it will be lighting up the sky for a period of time. It'll be like the brightest thing in the sky. So what if there was a star that was close that went supernova, and for a couple of days during that explosion, it just lit up the sky, and they're like, oh, it's like daylight. Well, actually, it's not.
I mean, I suppose that is possible, but, like, the Book of
reckon it's all
Mormon's
just-
made up, so... I don't think any of that happened.
No, but like back in Joseph Smith's time, maybe that's what happened, and he's like exaggerating. Or in the Bible time. Because he's probably just taken it from, you know...
Yeah,
in the
taking it from
Bible?
something.
I can't remember.
He's taken it from stories.
I mean, the Book of Mormon is
And
just
he's
Bible fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bible magnet.
Oh my god. He wrote it on Wattpad. Where's the fucking werewolves in this shit?
Why isn't everybody having sex?
Take your top off.
That was my next thing. Where is the sex?
Yeah.
I need me smut.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, what were your family Christmas Day traditions like? Because in my family, like, we were forced to read in Luke or whatever in the Bible.
shit.
Yeah, before opening presents. So, like, we would
fuck?
get up in the morning and
That sucks.
Mum and Dad would sit us down and we'd have to read through the Christmas story and, like, the nativity and whatever. And I'm like, we've heard this every year. We know what happens. They've been telling us about it at church. Like, we get it. Like, Jesus was born and blah, blah, blah. Like,
That's the
just let me
worst
open my
Christmas
shit.
tradition. That's shit.
Yeah, and it sucked. Like, as a child, I remember, like, literally just being like, what the fuck, man? Like,
My family Christmas traditions actually weren't a shit now that I look at it.
yeah.
So we had there's propaganda that the church puts out. There's like these
Gaslight the world.
There's these movies they put out.
Yeah.
Is it Kruger's Christmas? Mr. Kruger's Christmas or something like
I
that?
love that one. Oh, it's still my favorite.
So that was the first family home evening of the month of December. We would all watch Mr. Kruger's Christmas, and for those that haven't seen it, look it up. You know, it's traditional Mormon propaganda.
Familiar, and I think I might have seen it, but, like, yeah.
So
tell me.
there's this seedy old janitor. He lives in the basement of this building, and anyway, these carolers come round.
So, like, Freddy Krueger.
Maybe. Close. Anyway, so he's
Freddy Krueger's Christmas.
Freddy Krueger's Christmas.
Could you imagine?
Oh my god.
So these carolers come around his street, and he's got like this little basement window, and he's like trying to open it and tell them, "Hey, I'm here." But the first lot keep going, and he's all alone. He's just got his stupid little cat, and he decorates his Christmas tree. Anyway, this next set comes along, and he's ready this time. So he opens his little window, and he says, "Hey, I'm down here. I'm down here." And anyway, they end up finding his dingy little basement, and they carol in his doorstep.
Oh.
And there's this little girl, and she sort of wanders off and goes over to his makeshift Christmas tree, and she's like, "Whose is this?" But it's a bit nicer. It's just generally inquisitive. But if you look at it from my perspective, she's like this rich, snobby little kid.
Right, yeah.
And anyway, she takes her gloves off to touch the tree. She forgets to put her gloves back on, and he's like, don't go to everyone, because like, all right, we're going to the next place. We sung a carol. And he's like, why don't you stay? And they're like, oh, we've got a dinner to get to.
Stay and do what?
Anyway,
Carol more?
yeah, exactly.
Like, that's kind of weird.
He's a lonely old man. That's a general gist. And so anyway, they go, and after they leave, he's a little bit sad, and he finds this little mitten that the girl took off and left behind, and he hangs it on his Christmas tree.
Wow.
It's weird. And then he falls asleep. He puts on a record, like a vinyl record, and then falls asleep listening to Christmas music, and he has this dream about meeting this young girl again, and he's ice skating, and he lifts her up to put an ornament on a giant Christmas tree.
A fever dream.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he's awoken to knocking at the door, and they're like, "Oh, did we leave our mitten here?" And anyway, she comes in, and she's like, "Mister, why is it on your Christmas tree?" Yeah, and anyway, long story short, they invite him out to a Christmas dinner, and then he's happy and not so lonely, and he leaves the cat at home by itself, and that's the story. Is you be nice to people, and they'll be nice to you.
Okay, so this is what we need to do to prevent, Freddy Krueger becoming like, knife hands man, killer man. I see.
Just go sing him Christmas carols.
Pretty much.
This was the prequel.
So, anyway, that was part of our tradition. Is we'd watch that on the first one. Then we watch. Have you ever seen Bushfire Christmas?
No, I don't think so.
So it's an old Australian Christmas movie. So we'd watch that, but we haven't seen it for years now. And Christmas Day, there's no religious shit, which is thank God, unless it was church. I think we went to church on Christmas Day if that happened.
Is Christmas Day on a Sunday this year?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was asking my mum about what we're doing Christmas and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, we've got church from 10 to 11 or something," and I'm like, "Do you have to go? Because I've got some other things to do. I've got other plans for Christmas, so I was thinking we could do something before." And she's like, "No, we gotta go to church." And I'm like, "Okay, I thought Christmas was supposed to be about our family, but all right."
Oh, we're not going to get into that yet.
Gotta take the sacrament.
My parents aren't going to church. They're like, "No, we're just going to my brother's place for Christmas."
I mean, it bothers me a lot because so basically I'm going to be having Christmas lunch elsewhere, and so I'd already made that commitment, and I'd been asking Mum for weeks about what she wanted to do for Christmas and stuff, and actually I don't know, maybe I shouldn't talk about this on the podcast, but we're not allowed to have any slip-ups, and this would mean that it would have to be cut out.
Never mind. Anyway, moving on. So we wake up Christmas morning, and it was always a treat. We'd have Cocoa Pops for Christmas breakfast because we wouldn't get them any time of the year. And so we'd have Cocoa Pops, and we'd open presents, and we'd all sit there, and it was the first one up. And I always remember as a kid, it was super exciting. You'd wake up before the sun was up, and you go out and you see all the presents there, and you'd be like, "Oh, why won't Mum and my older siblings wake up early?" I now understand why they didn't, because it's the only day off. And it's I want to sleep in.
Were you guys also as you got older, involved in the wrapping of the Christmas presents and stuff for your younger siblings?
Oh, kind of.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, I remember I think this, I'm not sure how old I was at the time. Maybe I don't know, like early teens or something. And because I had younger siblings and because I knew that they believed in Santa, and I know that, like, you know, to keep the illusion alive to them, like, me and my older sister would also still be getting Santa presents, even though we knew that Santa was not real.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, and then, like, you know, and once that was, like, obvious, like, I remember my dad asking me, he's like, so you know that Santa's not real, right? And I'm like, yeah, obviously, but, like, still give me more presents.
Yeah, that doesn't exclude you from giving me presents.
And he's like, fine, well, you know, here, you wrap some of this stuff, because, like, he was getting tired. And I wonder if, like, you know, like, the parents, I guess, on Christmas Eve, like, the amount of time that they probably spent, like, you know, wrapping presents and getting things sorted and making sure that the kids aren't, like, running out to try and get a peek at Santa. Like, you know, it'd be a proper, you know, operation, I reckon.
Well, that's why it was always like, Santa won't come if you don't get to bed early.
Yeah.
Because, like, they didn't want to stay up all night just wrapping presents, so they'd send us to bed early, and then they'd wrap the presents, they'd locked up in the room, and then put them out later in the night. How about your sister, May? What was your Christmases like?
So we would have, like, our little family Christmas on Christmas Eve. We'd open up family presents and stuff, and then we would do elf drops and drive around and look at Christmas lights. So elf drop, pretty much knock and run, but with a plate of cookies.
I remember doing that.
I'm actually going to do that with my daughter this year, because I really enjoyed that. So we're going to go do some elf drops and look at Christmas lights, and then Christmas Day we'd go out to my mum's side of the family and do Christmas with them. And then Boxing Day we'd go drive all the way back to, or all the way down to my dad's side of the family and do Christmas with them Boxing Day. So it was just, it was a lot of driving and
copious amounts of eating.
Yeah,
over, like,
so much.
3
And I,
days.
like, tried to keep that alive within, like, myself, and was trying to do that. But, like, by last year, I was just in tears because it was just so much to do mentally and emotionally, especially since, like, leaving the church and having them know that I've left the church. It was all, like, side eye and, like, snarky comments and stuff. So like, we would watch Mr. Kruger's Christmas as well on Christmas Eve. Oh, and did you guys have the DVD where it was, like, the Tabernacle Choir and Mr. Kruger's Christmas, like, the DVDs?
Yeah.
No.
We would watch the Tabernacle Choir one over and over, and there was one certain song I remember, and it would zoom up on this one guy and singing, and his eyes would just, like, go super wide, and so we would just piss ourselves laughing. And that was our favourite part, was looking for Mr. Bug Eyes.
Fuck. You know, that really, like, that's one of the things I do miss about General Conference, whenever they, like, are panning over the people that are, like, singing, and you're just, like, making all of these, like, fucking look at this guy's face. It's so good.
Oh, speaking of DVDs, I'm just going to sidetrack for a minute. Did you guys ever have the Family Home Evening DVDs?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so there were these Family Home Evening DVDs. So it was a church production, and they would have, like, messages in them. And
subliminal messages?
Yeah, well, kind of, but not. They were a little bit obvious. So, like, there was this one where this guy was hiking in the woods. Oh, no, it was this Native American, and it was, like, the story goes that, you know, to prove himself a man, he has to hike to the top of this mountain and spend however long in the wilderness.
Right.
And he comes across this rattlesnake, and the rattlesnake, when he's at the top, he's like, he comes across this rattlesnake at the top, and it's like, I'm cold. sucks, I'm cold, take me down with you, take me down. And he's like, but you'll bite me. And he's like, I promise I won't bite you. Anyway, so he carries him all the way back down the mountain. He gets to the bottom of the mountain and puts him down, and then he turns around and bites him.
What? Why?
And then he's like, you bit me. And then the snake's like, you knew what I was when you picked me up. And then
fuck
then a general authority comes on and says,
the rattlesnake
not
Satan?
even once.
What?
It's temptation. It's representative of temptation, and then it bites you. It's like pornography or something like that.
Right.
And it's just like there's another video where there's this guy, he's
so weird,
fucking stupid guy.
Yeah.
He's driving out in the middle of the desert, and he takes a road where there's no one on past a ghost town, and he breaks down, and his radiator runs out of water. Mm-hmm. And he's hiking these dunes, and he comes over to this little ghost town, and sees a tap, and he's trying to get water out of this tap, but it's one of those
the
pumping taps
things. Yeah.
And so, you might know those, you have to prime them. You have to, like, for the seal to hold air, it has to be wet. And so there's a little note hanging from a bucket that says there's water here, but just use it to prime the pump, and then refill the bottle and put it back when you're done, and then here's some more bottles, and you can fill those up and use them for what you want, but don't drink out of the bottle.
Right.
What does he do? This stupid guy drinks out of the bottle, and then dies.
And dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he's stranded and he can't get his car
Because
to
he
work.
didn't listen to instructions.
Oh, so like the message
Naturally,
is just
that's
like,
what happens when you don't listen, you die.
Pretty much. I'll have to see if I can find them online. I know I'm dad. I think they have the DVD still.
You know what I really want to watch? There's like youth, what are they called? They weren't Mormon messages, but they were like videos that they would play in seminary and stuff. Like, do you guys remember those? No?
No.
Okay. I don't know what they were called, but they were like, they were all kind of shot in like the 90s or something. And yeah, like they would just be weird things about gossip or modesty or whatever.
With like the ink, and then like the ink was all over the White House.
Yeah.
Man, that house was fucking ugly.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Anyway, that was my sidetrack. I found the video on here, but we'll watch it after.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, the child, like, Christmas in church, like, and they also have that big, like, Christmas presentation that, like, the church puts together as well. Sort of like a mini conference thing. Like, it's held in the conference center, and the Mormon Tabernacle Choir is doing all the carols and stuff, and then they have like talks about Jesus and whatever. Were you guys forced to watch that? The Christmas devotional, that's what it is. Yeah.
I watched it once or twice.
Yeah.
But,
the only time I ever had to watch it was on the mission, and it was just not it. It was so boring. I actually got in trouble for being irreverent as a missionary.
Really?
Yeah.
As you do. You know what else they do,
I was
though?
a missionary. I was being irreverent.
They put on like these nativity things. So there was a memory come up on my Facebook from 8 or 9 or 10 years. No, I think it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was at our local temple for the nativity thing, and I was like helping run the event, and I shared it, and then one of the other guys in our group chat, he's like, I was at that same event on the same day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Man, do you think they're still doing that stuff? Do you think there's a nativity scene set up at the Brisbane temple?
Probably. We should go sit across the road and hold up signs.
Yeah.
Like get a megaphone.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
Just start playing our podcast.
We just like yell out across the megaphone, boo! Boo!
Get a job.
Yeah.
Get a real church.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think these days, like, I'm less interested in Christmas, and I don't know, like, if it's that, I'm not really, like, my family doesn't seem to be, like, really invested in it either. So that, like, has probably made me less interested in it. But also, like, it is a very religious celebration, and I have no, like, I don't participate in that aspect of it at all anymore. And there's not really, like, you know, at church in the lead up to Christmas, they talk about the Savior a lot. And so, like, it's, you know, constantly reinforced, and it's like, you know, a big deal and a really... Yeah, and I just feel like I don't have that at all. Like, I'm just, like, working right up until, like, the week of Christmas. And, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like Christmas to me.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that. Like, it's like, I saw an ABS stat that, for those that don't know what ABS is, Australian Bureau of Statistics. So less than 44% of Australians classify themselves as some form of Christian. That includes like Catholicism and things like that. Some form of, you know, Bible-based religion.
Yeah.
Less than 44%. Yeah. And years ago, that was a lot higher. And so the actual drive for Christmas has gone down. And now, like, my big problem with Christmas is it's just capitalistic.
Yeah, it's so commercialized now. Like, it's all about buying people's stuff. Like, man, I went to the shops the other day for late night shopping. Yeah.
Oh, we went.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we went. I went with Brother
Bad
Hiram.
idea.
It was so busy. Like, you guys were smart and, like, left before all of the shops closed.
Yeah.
I was leaving, like, basically right on 9, and it took ages to get out.
It would have been a mass exodus.
Yeah, like, oh, it was insane.
I've never seen that shop so busy.
Yeah, and I went this morning to go grab a couple things, a different shopping centre, but it wasn't nearly as busy, but I guess, like, probably because it's earlier in the morning. But yeah, like, goddamn, like, you know, and that's the thing, like, you know, Christmas, like, in the world really tends to be about, you know, buying gifts for the people that you care about, and I do really like that, but it is, it kind of sucks that it's like an expectation that there will be gift giving. Like, I think I would prefer to just have, you know, the time with people that I care about and share a meal. And
my presence is a present.
Yeah. I am the gift.
It's not just because I think we should stop giving gifts. It's just because I'm poor.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's like another thing. I hate the pressure of, like, well, I don't. Like, I feel so much pressure, like, I need to buy presents for everyone, and I fucking hate that. Just everything. I hate the pressure to, especially as a mum, though, to, like, make Christmas this magical experience with all the everything, all the bells and whistles, and it's like, I literally do not have the energy or the money to do that. And then, like, you see other people on, like, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook with all, like, these beautiful Christmas setups and, like, the beautiful lights, and I'm just like, I cannot. And then when I don't, I'm like, oh no, like, my child is missing out on, like, the Christmas spirit.
But even then, it's not the same as what we experienced.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's, you know, you want to try and give them, because it was magical when we were young, and everybody did it. It was just common practice. Yeah. But now it's not.
Yeah.
It's really not that common. And, like, I know this year we've taken a stand and we said, okay, Christmas Day, not attending anything.
Yeah, cool.
So, like,
good on you.
My family having a Christmas lunch. What are you bringing? Are you coming? Don't forget to bring food. I'm like, we're not coming this year. We're staying home because we're burnt out. We need a break. And we have a 4-day long weekend. And most of that, apart from Boxing Day, because we're going to go to the Boxing Day sales, maybe we'll pull that as well. It's just going to be at home because we don't want to be out and about.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested in actually learning a little bit more about, like, the summer solstice sort of, you know, pagan traditional holiday.
That's what I wish people would get more into, because it's not Yule here in the southern hemisphere. It's the summer solstice, and like, that's what we're supposed to be celebrating, like this change in time and like seasons, and like, I don't know, it just makes me so excited. I would rather celebrate the summer solstice and go on a hike, have a picnic, and spend that time with my friends and family than buy into this capitalist bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, like, I mean, like, it really fucking bothers me that Santa is, you know, like, Santa and Christmas and, like, reindeer and everything is, like, this winter wonderland and, like, you know, and
You're
you
full
see...
of shit.
Like, you know,
It's hot.
I'm very annoyed at the fact that, like, Santa in Australia is still depicted as this guy with, like, this big, you know, fucking red coat and, like, boots and, you know, the hat and everything. Like, you know... You can't do that in fucking Brisbane in summer. Like, no way.
It's so hard for those people.
all the Santas in the shopping centres all dressed up.
Yeah.
You know what's
in the
even
middle
worse?
of summer, I'm like, fuck that.
When I was over in WA, when I was volunteering with the ambulance, we did a Santa run.
Oh, no.
Now, we were in a very hot part of the country.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking 40-degree days regularly.
That's 40 degrees Celsius, you American scum. Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry, that was a bit rude.
Maybe,
but, like,
maybe we won't offend all of our American viewers.
Sorry, America. But, like, if you can't see that, like...
They're like half of our listeners, okay?
Right,
Calm down.
I take it back. I'm just saying that, like, you know... Fucking, why do you guys make things difficult with
The developed world uses Celsius and metric.
Yes.
We still love you, though.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Love you guys. Hate your
Forget which
temperature
program.
system and...
Anyway.
Yeah. Go on.
It was hot.
Would be. Yeah.
American scum. Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Aggressive.
That was really...
Jesus Christ on a bicycle.
Sorry, guys. I didn't read that. I swear. I take it back. I just... Yeah. Anyway, like, it really bothers me that, you know, all of the decorations and stuff for Christmas in Australia are still so, like, based in winter things, and it's obviously summer over here. Like, oh, it annoys me so much. Anyway, I just need to get that off my chest. Oh, yeah.
Actually, speaking of the witchy stuff, is it a good time for me to plug something?
Yeah.
So,
Always.
for those of you that love listening to our podcast, apart from when we offend all of our American
I'm
viewers,
so sorry.
in the pipeline is actually a new podcast. We don't have a release date yet, just because things have been so busy. But hopefully, over this Christmas period, I can start putting a good bit of work in. Sister May and Sister Donna have sort of stepped down from being co-hosts for it, but they will be regular guests. But I will be hosting a new podcast called Once a Mormon, Now a Witch. And it's about my journey into witchcraft and my change of views into, I guess, paganism and nature-based witchcraft. So stay tuned for that one. Keep an eye out. And yeah, that's my plug. It's my advertiser. I accidentally turned on ads the other day. That was really funny.
Oh, really?
And there were like 4 episodes listened to while the ads were on, and we made a whole 2 cents.
Oh my god, guys.
Look at us go.
Whoa. Should we put ads on our podcast?
Maybe we should put ads on the podcast.
Oh, I don't know. I get, like...
The next one will have
I don't
ads.
think people would listen to... Like, I don't know. I get very annoyed with ads on podcasts.
When I listen to one and as long as it's not at the start, because that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You get halfway through and there's an ad. You can choose how many ads happen. You can do like 1 or 2 ads or more.
Can we put all of the ads right at the end and be like,
oh yeah,
this is our ad segment?
We'll fiddle with it. But if it's in the middle and I'm enjoying the podcast, I'm like, whatever, it's an ad. I'll just listen through it. If it's at the start and it turns out to be a shit start of a podcast, I'm like, I'm just not going to bother listening to it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we have to step up our game and then put ads.
Well, I don't know. What kind of companies would we like allow ads from? What do you think our listeners would want?
Yeah, you tell us what you want. Well, you don't get to specify unless you do a partnership deal. So if you do a partnership deal, then we talk the ads. Whereas if the hosting platform, they just put ads in at an optimal spot in the podcast. So we'll talk about it off air anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, that you were just like... have to listen to all that. All of our listeners are like, no, ads.
If you don't want ads in this podcast, you're more than welcome to reach out and let us know.
Yeah.
It will require a tithing donation.
Every complaint costs $1, guys.
a US dollar for all of our Australian scum.
Yeah, guys.
Now we've offended everybody.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, we're all scum, really. Like, humanity is just a scourge on the earth.
It's okay.
You know,
I am a
we're all in
liar
this
and a
together.
scoundrel.
Yeah, you are a liar and a scoundrel. Oh, man. Well, thank you guys for coming to chat. Yeah. What else?
It's been real.
Yeah. Is there anything else kind of coming up in the next couple of weeks?
I think I'll probably won't have this. Oh, actually, no. Well, the idea was today is I can pretty well just cut the ends off and then it'll be right to post up. So we will see you in a few weeks. Yeah, we're getting more people like us on Facebook, which is great to see. More people interacting.
Yeah.
Yes, and okay, so just today, we have gotten 12 new likes on Instagram, or like 12 new followers. I'm so excited. I love you guys.
Keep up the good work, everyone.
It's amazing.
We're building our community.
So good.
Scum and all.
Yes. Yep. We love our scummy community. Oh man, I'm never gonna live that down.
I'm never gonna live that down.
Jeez.
No, that's like our thing now.
American scum.
We're all scum.
So,
Scum of the earth.
I think that's about it, though.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you do want to reach out, onceuponamormon@gmail.com. We had an interesting email come through this week into our junk mail. It was a lady from, I think, Nigeria. She lost her husband, sadly, a couple of years ago, and she's trying to access his estate. And all she needs was a $5,000 payment from us, so that way we can be joint heirs to the $8.5 million.
Yeah, guys. So if you want to like donate to us, and then we will, we'll then send that money to her.
We'll pass your condolences on,
and then we will we'll get all of that money and we'll give it back to you guys, like triple fold or whatever.
What does the church say? There will come a day when you will not be required to pay tithing when there's enough money in the stores.
Yeah.
That day will never come for the church.
Well, the windows of heaven will be opened and blessings will pour out upon you guys.
All the blessings.
All the blessings.
I bless you, my child.
Yes.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram. We also have YouTube, which is pretty shit at the moment.
We have YouTube?
We have YouTube, yeah.
What?
We have YouTube.
Oh, it's been posting. So originally it would split the episodes into like 3 or 4 parts, but now it's posting as a whole episode, which is quite nice.
That's cool.
Let's go.
Wow.
We'll get there.
You can't see our faces. It's just the recording there, right?
Yeah, it's just like a photo of our thing, our logo.
Nice.
Anyway.
That I made. I'm so proud of that still.
That is
you did a great
really
job.
good logo. I love it. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you all have...
Merry Chrysler.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Blessed be. You
Yes.
scum.
I hope everybody has a wonderful, a wonderful season.
Happy Litha this week.
Happy
Yeah.
Litha, the summer solstice.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Litha, yeah.
Oh,
Don't forget to drink your
I'm
sun
learning so
tea.
much.
And a happy Yule to those of our American scum friends.
I love you guys, I swear.
We do love you.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, thank you for listening, and have a happy and safe holidays in this season, and we will chat to you again soon.
Don't forget to take a shot for every time your racist uncle says something stupid.
In the name of the Yeti, amen.
Amen.
Amen.